Thanks for joining me.
Hey,
Hey,
Steve.
Steve.
Hey, post-election here, there's going to be a new administration in town, and we're seeing some reaction in the real estate market and some of the folks who follow the real estate market. We've got a PERE survey that found institutional investors expect the new Trump administration to be more positive for real estate. That's largely in terms of more favorable tax policies from capital gains to treatment of different vehicles like 1031 exchanges. They also expect to see less regulation that could be a positive, but there's also some stuff where there's potential downside, large deportations, immigration policy. I mean, that could be a negative for demand. It could also be a negative for the construction industry. Um, Tariff policies are kind of concerning some people, could possibly drive higher inflation and interest rates. So, a lot of conversation here about the pluses, the minuses, and how this election may impact commercial real estate. Not going to hold you guys to anything, but some of your thoughts.
Well, if it's anything like 2017, you're going to see a big boom for the next several years because of all of the expansionary policies, such as favorable tax treatment, being able to bring dollars from any gain whatsoever, no matter what asset class. It doesn't have to be like kind. Lower interest rates, more business friendly, less red tape. But I think you're right that there are a lot of pitfalls along the way on the back end that if you have less demand and you have some of the inflationary tariffs and otherwise, it's going to be a very short party. You could see something maybe in the first 100 days, a lot of legislation getting done, maybe even executive order that will spur things for 6 to 12 months, maybe 18. And then you'll see that, people are kind of leaving the party and you have all of the negative impacts that kind of come along with that as well. It's very hard to tell. If my crystal ball was better, I'd probably be playing the lottery. So at this point, I'm expecting some kind of short-term boom, but I think longer term you're going to see some pain.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe even not maybe not even necessarily pain, but stagnation. I think in reality, something these surveys are kind of subversive. They want to they want to just beat up Trump and say he's going to do something from the side of doing what's best for him, and maybe he does. But I think there's still a lot to be seen. There's a lot of hoops that have to be jumped through for this for any and everything that would impact real estate to move forward. And notwithstanding the fact we still have 60 days before he's actually in office. So, there's still a lot of time before stuff is just going to start, moving, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important to follow, what administration policy is going to be, especially on the tax front, right? But I think what's even more important to follow is what the bond market's telling you. That's what I would really key in, and that's where, I would be optimistic, but also very cautious, because we had the Fed come in, and this is before the election, cut 50 beeps, then cut another 25 beeps, and rates went up. And so right now, what the bond market seems to be saying is, regardless of what the Fed wants to do, we're dealing with a higher structural level of inflation, and we're going to be operating in a higher rate environment. And probably we've probably got on the balance more potential of risk on the interest rate front, and that's where the administration is going to really have to kind of figure out policy appropriately. But I do think one big difference between this time and the last time Trump got elected is it's a much less favorable inflation and rate environment that he's going to be operating in. And for that, I would actually pay less attention to the politicians and more attention to the bond market.
Good
Fair.
point.
Okay. Appreciate the insights, guys. I'm sure we will be talking about administration policy, interest rates, bonds, and all the rest for quite a while going forward.
At
But hey,
least for
give us a
4 years.
comment in the section. Yeah, yeah,
Four
or
years.
forever. Um, Subscribe if you haven't. Visit our website, selectfincap.com. Register for our free weekly newsletter to get updates on the commercial real estate market and exclusive commercial real estate investment opportunities. And give us a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.